It's event 7 of the hotelplanner.com PGA EuroPro Tour as we head to the north-east of England and to one of the stalwarts of the tour. Hello and welcome to Longhirst Hall Golf Club for the Dawson and Sanderson Classic. This venue has hosted no fewer than 8 EuroPro Tour events. It boasts 2 magnificent courses, the Dawson and the Lakes. So far this season, we've seen 5 first-time winners. Will we see another one? It really has been an incredible season so far with no runaway winners and 2 events being forced to a playoff. So more of the same please this week. Here's what's coming up over the next few hours. Will the tension continue as we have all the final round action of the Dawson and Sanderson Classic? John Morgan catches up with an old mate.
When it first opened, it was kind of just a bit of an open field, but over time it's matured into a good golf course. I enjoy playing it.
The busy boy puts his neck on the line in Challenge John.
What do I think would be hard? What do I think would be easy? What do I think would be, well, cruel? I'm going for cruel.
Kit Alexander gives us the lowdown on the course.
Just off the edge of the fairway here on the 14th, but he's got a mud ball.
And it's been quite a week for 4 lucky boys as the Open Championship beckons.
You know, you grow up and you watch it and you go to the Opens and you see everyone winning it and you just think, that's what I want to play in.
All that to come, but first it's the busiest man in golf with his analysis of the course. Here's Johnny.
Well, thanks, Laura. We're here at Longhirst, and what a beautiful track it is. I mean, 7,082 yards, par 72, and do you know what? This baby is maturing beautifully. It really is, like a fine wine. I've seen the trees, obviously, knee-high to a grasshopper. Now they're blossoming out. They're really defining the golf course. And also, the course in general is in immaculate condition. You had a little spot of rain, made it all lovely and green, and the balls are able to pitch nice and softly on the dance floors. But the trick of Longhirst, I really believe, if the wind gets up, the trickery is the greens. They're small, they're confined, there's lots of runoffs, there's subtle slopes on them as well. I mean, they are really difficult for the players. They're not used to this as well. They're used to standing out there at big drives, giving it a big whack and coming into a big dance floor. Not round here though. They're small greens and it could cause a lot of high scores.
Thank you very much, John. Now I'm joined by Kit Alexander, and I can't continue this interview without asking you on your thoughts on John's hole-in-one in Camberwell Park.
Well, it was quite incredible. He's often telling me about all the great shots he hits, but it's good to have actually seen one caught on camera for once. But in all credit to him, he does have an uncanny knack for pulling it out the bag when there's a camera rolling.
He really does. I'm just wondering when we'll next see one, how many years we'll have to wait for that. Anyway, let's talk about the golf and how it's been panning out this week.
Actually, the guys have had it pretty good here. It's been relatively benign, not much wind, which we usually get at Longhirst. Yeah. The greens are pretty tight, but we've had rain as well, so they're soft and they can fire at the pins. So actually, it's playing about as easy as it's going to, I think.
Quite excitingly for some of our players, 3 of the boys out there have qualified for the Open, haven't they?
Absolutely fantastic news for the tour and those guys individually. 3 of them playing here this week. They've all made the cut, none of them in contention though, so perhaps having to deal with a bit of a come down off of that euphoria of the Tuesday before the tournament started. They're going to be at the greatest golf event in the world. It's
going to be special. We're going to be hearing from them later on in the show, but first let's catch up with our leaders heading into the final round.
I'm just going to see how the round sort of unfolds and see where I'm at after 12 holes, 15 holes, and and just keep going. It's not a course where you can attack. There's no holes really where you can go for. You just got to play your own game and hold the putts when you need to.
It's a decent golf course, you know, the fairways are quite generous from left to right, you know, they're pretty wide. So, yeah, like I say, just going to go out there and see what we can do.
The last few weeks, it's felt very, very close, my game. I've just not quite got the scores out of it, and it's nearly there. Obviously, the first 2 days this week, it's come through, so we'll hopefully be able to carry it on to today. We'll see how it goes.
Right, let's take a look at the leaderboard heading into round 3 then. Kit, Alexander, the two Nicks sitting pretty at the top there.
Absolutely, both playing very well this week, but neither have a EuroPro Tour win to their name. Nick Marsh has been in contention before, but he hasn't quite pulled it off, so intrigued to see how they both deal with this final day.
And there are two 16-year-olds, one in contention. I'll let you say his name.
Yes, Min Kyu Kim, glad I put my teeth in this morning, is right there on 5 under par. He doesn't speak any English as well, so lots of challenges that he's facing, including, of course, a first time in contention on the EuroPro Tour.
And of course, the other 16-year-old in the field is Alex Dixon, and it's exciting times for him, isn't it?
Absolutely, he's done incredibly well just to qualify for the tournament through the regional order of merit, and to make the cut is fantastic. The experience he gets today will be absolutely wonderful for him moving forwards.
Yeah, and you've called the last two, so I'm going to ask you to potentially make your hat-trick now and make a prediction.
I'm going to go for something a little bit spectacular by picking someone who's not up there in the lead, and my man today is Steve Robbins. He starts on 5 under par, 3 back. It's his rookie EuroPro Tour season. He's already got 2 top 5s, and he's from Hull, so not too far down the road from where we are.
Kit, thank you very much. Brilliant as ever. I'll let you get off because I know you're a very busy man, and it's now time to hand you over to our commentary team, Johnny Morgan, Gary Alice, but first, Phil Yates.
Laura, thank you very much indeed. Yeah, really looking forward to this. Good conditions, a lovely place, and a packed leaderboard. And I'm sure that someone is going to emerge from the chasing pack to give the leaders as much as they can handle. One of those players might well be a Scot from the Troon Welbeck Golf Club. This is Michael Stewart. Now, the first hole here is no bargain, but he makes the ideal start. He was 4 back at the start of the day, but gets to 5 under with that. And on the second hole, yes, another birdie. So Stewart off to the perfect start, a par on the third. So he's only 2 behind now, the 2 leaders, Marsh and Watson. That first hole, what a baptism of fire it is.
Well, we're here at Longhirst, and this is the first, and what a first it is. Probably the hardest hole on the EuroPro Tour, starting wise. It's 470 yards, it's a par 4, fraught with danger from start to finish, water everywhere. It's a tough cookie, and it can really play with your head. You got it at 310 yards, there's water, and you've got to make sure you're short of it. You can see the 2 fairways here separating it. It's this beautiful ditch, and I tell you, this is at 312 yards. Majority of the players probably won't get driver out because this is going to be right on the borderline of where the ball's going to run out. So 3-wood is essential, probably leaving them back there. It's going to leave them about 200 yards in, and what an awkward second it is. I mean, you've got to move the ball quite a lot from left to right. You've got water lurking on the left-hand side, really close to the green. Big deep bunker on the right. I mean, me being a drawer of the ball from right to left, I'd have to aim at the right edge of the screen and just pray to God it's not going over on the left hand side where that water is, and probably just take my medicine and aim for that front right bunker and just hope for an up and down for a par. It's just such a hard start for these boys.
I think it had frightened you, that, John. I could see it in your eyes there.
Yeah, I thought they were going to pop out.
Nick Marsh, his second shot, high up against the glowering clouds.
Yeah, not an easy starting hole, but this is the 4th, and it's Brooks' second shot. It's an awkward green to come into. Got to get your number spot on. He's done the right job there.
These really are very small targets, aren't they, John?
Yeah, that's probably one of the biggest greens on the golf course that we've just seen there. But yeah, they are small targets, Gary. It's going to be difficult for these players, especially when the wind gets up like it is now. Well, this one started out low. Looks a bit skirtish out to the right-hand side. It is, and that's in the bunker I was talking about.
Yes, the joint leader in the sand, and down there is Kit.
Thanks, guys. Well, Marsh and Watson have both found the greenside bunker here on the first. Unfortunately, they're short-sided and they'll be playing downwind. It's a tough up and down from here as they're quite short and have a lot of sand to carry as well. We could see an early change at the top.
More bogeys on this hole this week than any other, and Nick Marsh in danger of becoming another victim. Just about making the green, and that's all.
Yeah, just taking a bit too much sand there, Gary, I feel.
Yes, I think that's right, John. It is awkward because, as we know, when you step into the bunker, you use your feet to gauge how deep the sand is. And occasionally, when there is quite a lot of sand in the bunkers, where the ball actually lies, there's a bit more sand than the player was expecting.
Yeah, defo. Now, Stuart, hot start. This boy. And this is a nice chip. You won't mind that one. That's going to be a straight uphiller. Maybe a hint of right to left in it.
Yes, please.
At best, though, it will be a bogey.
Now, 6 feet of fringe, big long swing with the putter to drive the ball up over the hill. Running nicely. Oof, running very nicely. That was well judged from there.
God, had me jumping out my seat then. I thought it was going to disappear for him. Now Brooks. Quite a long way from the hole. Good 35 feet to go. There's not a little bit more. A bit of swing on it. Right to left. Track in. Oh my goodness. Barry, bonus. What a putt. Oh, that get a spring in your step very quickly.
Yeah. Do you think he could be very springy in the step, Mr. Brooks?
Oh, you never know. Oh, no. Well, there's a sign of it. He went in there, obviously must have juggled his feet around and got a nice little stance. Thought, right, I know what kind of sand is underneath that ball, and he's gone straight underneath it. You can just see it. Well, that could be plugged now, though, Gary.
Yeah, that's one of those horrors, because suddenly, exactly as you say, it could plug, and as we can see, it's stuck right on the face. Can't even get the front foot in the sand. Yeah, I mean, that was a very good contact and little sand, but off the upslope like that, out of that lie, all you're going to do is pop it straight up in the air.
Go on, there it is. And he's actually lucky that wasn't plugged. That must have probably hit the lip and just dropped back in. But he's played that beautifully.
Just to underline how difficult this hole has been, average score 4.48, so nearly half a stroke over its par it's playing to.
I'm not surprised, Phil. It really is a beast. You know, with that wind howling as well. My goodness, causing havoc.
Very nice putt there from our Asian friend with a super 3.
I think he's 16. I mean, he's such a young whippersnapper. What a talent.
Yeah, it's amazing. I remember a few years ago when the ladies came through, and I happened to be talking to the Korean coaches, and they said the success we've had with the girls, we're now channeling into the young men. And here it is, we're beginning to see it.
Here, now Stuart for bogey. Seen him chip to here, straight up the hill. Yeah, looks very composed. It's not rattled, that was a bogey. Still smiling.
And from one player who has limited damage to another who's trying to do exactly the same.
It's a good looking putt, wasn't it, just to catch the edge of the hole there. But that's a double. The players know this is a very, very difficult hole, and in their mind, you know, a 5 is almost the par, isn't it? And it's the first hole. You've got 17 more opportunities coming up.
I think for the members, you know, everyday golf, it is a par 5, Gary. And then, you know, these boys turn up and they know they did it at a country mile. You know, we'll reduce it to a 4. Now, he pops that one in, and that's not a bad up and down from way over the back of the green.
If there is such a thing, maybe that's half a birdie. It's certainly good enough to give Paul Kinnear a share of the lead with Nick Marsh. And look at that, everyone on the leaderboard in this Dawson and Sanderson Classic covered by only a couple of shots. We're going to be in for a very intriguing final round here at Longhirst Hall. Welcome back to Northumberland, where John Morgan catches up with a local and an old mate.
Well, Kenneth Ferry's just finished on 18 here at Longhirst, second round. How'd it go for you today, bud?
It was okay. A bit of a rough start, 3 over early on. Managed to get a few birdies, so shot level in the end. So it was all right, not too bad.
I mean, you shot 1 under first round. How's it playing out there, the course in general?
It's playing good. They obviously had a horrible day Tuesday, and the course was a little bit damp yesterday, but it's dried out overnight and it's playing really good. I think come tomorrow it's going to be a little bit fiery and it'll play a lot better.
You brought up locally around here. How many times have you played this place?
Oh, I've been around here hundreds of times.
Have you?
Yeah, I know. Well, I shouldn't say that because my scoring says that I don't really play
No,
very much, but no, I've been around here a lot of times.
You must have seen a lot of changes because the trees have obviously grown massively over the years.
Yeah, the course has matured. When it first opened, it was kind of a little, just a bit of an open field, but over time, it's matured into a good golf course. I enjoy playing it.
Well, I hope to see you out on tour a little bit more often, eh?
Hopefully.
Love to see you, man. Hope your health is good as well. There's the old disc in the neck.
Yeah, just struggling with it a little bit, but hey ho.
Hey, man. Fight on, bud.
Cheers, pal.
Loving the beard.
Kenneth Ferry, the man who in 2006 led the US Open after 54 holes and eventually finished tied 6th at Winged Foot. Now, putting their best foot forward here at the Dawson and Sanderson Classic, it is the joint leaders Nick Marsh and Paul Kinnear, both of them coming off pars on the second hole. Now it's to the first par 3 here at Longhirst Hall.
So the tee shot of our joint leader. Lovely looking swing, drove through the ball nicely there, flighting it in. Pretty good, absolutely the right club.
Yeah, good leave there. Now Hendry at the 7th, second shot. Only trailing by 3, could make a move. What we got in store here, coming in slightly downwind, bit of spin. Oh, very nicely done. Right behind the hole. Not much to do to get a birdie.
Now it was good controlling that downwind. Now, Nick Marsh. Higher flighted shot, looks a little bit left against those glowering clouds. Oh, cracker, even better.
He got that one spot on. Rock on, Tommy. So many good swings in the world now, though, isn't there, Gary?
There really aren't any bad swings. I mean, these guys, they swing it in a very orthodox manner, and they're very athletic.
The 5th hole certainly is not orthodox. It is a beauty, mind you. 401 yards, and look at the green.
Yeah, it is a beauty, Phil. Now we see Prince over on the 4th fairway. He's obviously pulled his drive. Now he's coming over the trees, over the water to an island green. Wind off his right and down. Slow down ball. Ooh, little bit of chubby checker saved his bacon there, Gary.
Yeah, it did. His heart would have been in his mouth watching that one in the air.
Now Watson. This is kind of in between the first 2 players. Ball flight nice and low coming in, and that's a beauty. What a beauty. He's going to give his playing partner a nice read, though.
Behind there somewhere, honestly, it's Michael Stewart, his second to the 5th. Oh, and that's a peach. Remember, already for him, birdies on 1 and 2.
Yeah, great shot that. And here we are, this little chip. Not a lot of green to work with. And oh, that was a good shot. Played that very interestingly there, because he really drove it in quite low into a slight upslope. Good shot.
Yeah, good connection, a little bit of spin. Endangered hole. Can this man do the same? He's opting to put it through a lot of fringe.
Very good.
And that's rattled past. That's going to be a little knee knocker coming back.
So Hendry now for his birdie. Very still. Yeah, nicely done. Right in the middle. Little fist pump.
It's good to see Nick Watson in contention. Missed 4 cuts from 6 starts on the tour so far this season. He's best. Tied 34th at the PDC Championship at Studley Wood. Oh, needs points on the order of merit. And when putts like that go astray, it's a dagger to the heart.
Yeah, those type of putts got to drop for you, especially on final day. You don't get many chances. Grab them when they come along.
So Ken Prince tidy up just under 3 feet. Very comprehensively read and tapped in. Very good.
So Nick Marsh, a byword for consistency throughout 2017, has this for the outright lead.
Yeah, they got a nice read off his playing partner, and he slots it in, yeah. Extra confidence there, stood over that one, knew he had the right line.
Stewart now. Yep, very good.
As yet, no miscue from Min-Kyu Kim, that is. 1 under par, 6 under in total, tied third with the big mover, Stewart, and Nick Watson still trying to recover from that first hole double bogey. Right at the top of the tree, mind you, it is Nick Marsh, 8 under.
Yeah, here's Robbins. I mean, he trails by 3. This is his second shot at 5. Tough island green. Really is awkward. You drive down to no more than probably 100 yards from it, so it leaves you nothing in, really. Can control the ball nicely, just like that. There we go.
This looks a bit interesting for Kinnear. Pick up, jab down. It was obviously a horrible place, John. He did well there, I think.
I think he did very well. It didn't look nice. He was right down the shaft there, picking it up quick. And this man, similar position as his playing partner. Coming in, doing the same, keeping it below the hole. 2 nice shots there.
So, we jabbed it out. Straight face club, very old-fashioned chip and run for wrists, and
he's got a good
spot on.
He's got a good touch around the greens though, Gary. Seen that on the third. Nice chip there. Good chip there as well.
McCarroll only 4 off the lead. He's top of the par 4 statistics this week. Played them very nicely, but there, a chance, you have to say, squandered.
Yeah, I still look back at that first. I'd love to see you parred it every day. You know what I mean? Such a tough hole. Well, I've come up to prime spot here. This is the 6th hole, 556 yards, big bunker lurking on the right-hand side, 290 to the front of it and 306 to carry it. Now the boys, they're going to be stood on this tee box, not really be able to see the left-hand side of this fairway, you know, because it's hidden behind those trees. So I'll have to move the ball from right to left to dodge this bunker, down into a part where I think majority of the balls will be actually. You're going to be aiming down that right-hand side, but you need to be aiming down the left. Now, cracking second shot ahead of you, really funnels in, narrow into the green, but I've got to make reference. Nick Watson, mate, I tip my cap to you. Albatross on this baby, first stage play. I mean, that is the biggest rare occurrence you'll ever see. And I tell you what, no one will beat that. Albatrosses are the best.
Had 252 to the flag, slight down breeze, just perfect yardage for full 5 wood. Hit it, was looking, bang down the flag. You can't quite see the green, so I didn't actually see the ball land or anything. But the game in front kind of gave it away a little bit. Like big claps, cheers. But yeah, got up there and the pitch mark was about 6 inches short of the hole.
Really?
And they said it literally just landed there, took 1 bounce and popped straight in. So it was definitely sweet to go birdie birdie albatross.
No doubt about it, mate. That's
gets
unbelievable.
Things going.
Well, I've got about 250 yards left for my second. Bit of green to work with as well. Like I say, real tight funnel coming into the screen, so I'm going to be coming in pretty low. Now, anything on the dance floor, I'd be happy. Come on, Johnny. Get moving. Come on. A little bit more turn from right to left. Now get your skates on. Go on, rumble. Run. Well, there you go. I can see him. He's up on the fairway, just shy of the green. Chip putt, birdie. Happy days. I know it's still too shy of Nick Watson.
On the 6th, Kim, 3rd shot.
Yeah, spot baller off the tee, I'd assume. He's not got no more than 140 yards to go for his third. He's done the first part very well. That's giving him an opportunity now for a birdie.
So our leader, Nick Marsh, is up for a birdie. It's a little hop and a skip, which I guess just probably pushed it just offline, but it was still a good putt.
Yeah.
Tidy putt.
I mean, remember last year how windy it was? I mean, I think it's probably half the speed as it was last year, wasn't it, Gary? You were there.
Yeah, it was. It was incredibly windy, and the decision was on the last day just to leave the grass on the greens a bit longer for fear of the ball just moving all the time under its own weight.
This is Liam Murray, rounds of 70 and 69 so far. Has achieved a couple of top tens on the EuroPro Tour in the last few years. All in white today.
Yeah, gutsy player. Seen him in the last couple of years. Nice chap. Very enthusiastic, up for a really good round, good competition. It's nice to see him up there. And look at that, straight in the heart as well at the 5th. That's birdie.
That will please Kit. Of course, Steve Robbins is Kit's pick for the week.
Well, yeah, the man's in form. I think it's a wise boy there.
So here's Kim's birdie attempt, right in the heart. Wonderful. Didn't matter that he was a bit playing from some distance back for the third shot. Goes down at a nice birdie on the card.
Well, it does look like it's about a 2 or 3 club wind out there, though, Gary. It must be playing right into it.
Yeah, it is, and that's, you know, that 2 or 3 club wind that we talk about. For anybody who's not sure, that's each club's about 10 or 12 yards for these guys.
It does, but what a putt that was. What a response. Now Murray, can he follow in Kim? Got a little bit of turn from right to left, I feel, just inside right half.
Well done, Liam.
Inside the hole, doesn't look away from it. Yeah, he looks like Casper, doesn't he, Phil?
Well, he's ghosting up the leaderboard.
Dum-dum-dum.
At the top, Nick Marsh, 8 under par. What a season he's having. So many prominent results. He would love a win.
And here he is, second shot. Just see him peeping through the bushes as he hauls the ball up over those. And a cracking shot, almost pitched in the hole.
Seems like it's a perfect bear, like hit it down 4, hit it over the trees onto the 5th green. So we see Stewart now. Takes it up very steep. Drops it on the inside.
Not bad, but what about Watson a couple of holes back?
Watson will be playing his approach into the par 4 5th from the fairway of the adjacent 4th. It means he's much further left, and that switch in angle means the wind that is now quite strong will be directly off the right rather than wheeling to the right and helping a little. That should make it a little bit easier. It's more constant and he'll be able to judge the flight of his ball.
Now out of bounds here, and going down 4, Gary, seems to be the tactic of choice.
Yeah, it certainly is today, and as Kit very well explained to us, it's easier for these players to judge a wind that's hitting exactly at 90 degrees to the flight, so they can pick a spot just to the right of the pin and hit a straight shot there and just let the wind move the ball back into the pin.
Amen to that, Gary. Now this one, tall, high-rising wedge shot from Prince, and this one backing up. It's getting inside his playing partner Stewart.
Watson's played this hole cumulatively in 1 under par this week so far. Par and a birdie. Make that 2 under.
Yeah, that's a beautiful putt, just off the fringe. You never really can gauge it when you're putting it through there. You just kind of hope for the best, but he started on the right line, got it rolling, and then she pops. Yeah, the man's playing some really good golf. A bit dispersed, his scores, a few doubles, you know, albatrosses. So we see Stewart now up the hill for birdie, into the breeze, and in she pops. This man's flying.
As indeed is Marsh. You know, his worst score on the tour this season, 70. Worst.
That's phenomenal. He has played beautifully, and isn't that often the way? I mean, his playing partner's had a couple of couple of birds, and then one slip past.
Yeah, commentator's curse, but that is some seriously consistent play by this man. Everything under 70, unbelievable. Now Prince would have got a great read off of Stewart. He's just inside him, up the hill, and he follows him in. Talk about go to school.
So back-to-back birdies for Nick Watson on 4 and 5 have repaired the damage of the double bogey on the first, and that's why it's 2 Nicks at the top. Watson and Marsh leading the way in the Dawson and Sanderson Classic. More to come after the break.
Welcome back to the HotelPlanner.com PGA EuroPro Tour. It's getting very tight at the top with Marsh and Watson tied for the lead. Let's get you straight back into the action.
Thanks, Laura. Plenty of players are playing nice golf today, none more so than Mike Bedford from the Bramhall Park Golf Club. He's 5 under, not a bogey on the card, 5 birdies, and that's 7 under in total. So all of a sudden, the man is in contention. As you can see, just 1 shot off the lead. He's tied third with Michael Stewart, who's 3 under himself, just approaching the turn. Up top, after both making par on 6, it is Nick Marsh and Nick Watson.
I think that really sums up how this golf course Longhirst is. It's a course where you can take a couple of quick steps forward and then suddenly a hole will bite you and you have a double bogey, and so there's a lot to play for still in this.
There is indeed, and that's a drivable par 4, the 10th, and that was a man playing from way back. As we look at Marsh now, man on form, obviously. Phil, like you were saying, he's putting together some serious low scores over the season. This one right over the stick, but just that downwind catching him out a little bit. As we see Hendry now, this opportunity for his birdie.
Yep, just inside the right edge. Nicely done.
He likes a fist pump, doesn't he?
He does. Just a slightly restrained fist pump. I've seen 1 or 2 more excitable fist pumps.
Yeah, I bet you've done a few of them in your time.
This week on the PGA Tour, it's the Greenbrier Classic in West Virginia, and this man has played there. He qualified for the Faldo Junior Series some years back and describes it as one of the highlights of his career so far.
Oh, no doubt. Stand him in good stead as well. Good pressure when you're at a young age, as we see Stewart now.
He's cutting loose at this green.
Oh, and he's done the first part extremely well, finding the putting surface off the tee. That's going to be an eagle chance, although about 30 foot. But Marsh to go first here. At the back of this green, putting up the hill. We've seen a few disappear on us, and another one goes in. What is it with this green?
Let's find out a little more about the man who is now, at 9 under par, the outright leader. He won the English Amateur Championship as a teenager in 2014, turned pro the following year. He's the pride of Huddersfield Golf Club. His favourite course is Royal Melbourne, and his favourite interviewer is Kit.
You've been in contention a few times recently, but not quite got the job done. Yeah. What do you take from those experiences?
Just that I know that my game's good, and that you know, like I say, it's nice to keep giving yourself those chances to win every week, and hopefully we can try and get the job done today.
Do you adjust your approach or strategy in any way off the back of those, or just keep doing the same things that are getting you into contention?
A bit of both, really. You know, it's good to keep doing the same things because, like you say, it's working. So, like I say, I always like to go out there and try and give myself 18 birdie putts. Mm-hmm. So 18 greens in reg. If you can do that and get thereabouts, you know, you're going to shoot a good score. So, like I say, just try and do the same things.
So, Prince on the 10th, little pitch in, whips it up in the air with a 60-degree wedge, and a very tidy result.
Wasn't that a fantastic rhythm?
It was indeed. It was indeed. That is confidence for you. As we take a good butchers at this ninth hole. You can see the 10th green over there that we just seen Prince hit that wonder shot. And now you've got this beautiful lake off the tee. You've got a Miranda up the right-hand side. Kind of does this little big bullet there that's lurking on the left-hand side. And it leaves you with a really awkward second. I mean, you could lay up to here, leave yourself a little soft wedge in, but if you want to take it on, you've got to thread it through the eye of a needle. You've got the lake on the left, lake on the right, and, well, trouble all around, and it just falls away on both sides. Very difficult.
Well, I think McCarroll's opted for the playing a little bit shorter, taking those lakes out of play. And a sand wedge towering in right beside the pin. Nice shot.
Yeah, sensible play. It is a tough hole. Now 7 for Watson. This for birdie. Straight up the slope. We've seen a few pop in already. Oh, that's pretty much one of the first ones that stayed above ground.
Yes, I was beginning to think there was a groove on that green, that you just had to get it in the groove and it went in the hole.
I thought the hole was the size of a bucket, I must admit. Now Tim Rice. I played with this man many moons ago on the Challenge Tour. He's been around a while. He likes conditions like this.
Not the best this one. Stewart's hit a much better shot on 10.
Thanks, guys. Stewart has 60 feet for eagle here on the par 4 10th. It's uphill, but it's downwind. They'll probably cancel each other out, and there's not a lot of movement on it either. If anything, it's going to want to dive away to the left a little, just as the pace comes off it at the end.
Bit further away than we first thought there. On 60 feet, hey? Let's see what he can do with this.
Is there that movement off the left that Kit was talking about? Well, it stayed out there. Oh, what a bad job from such long distance now. Tim.
Yeah, as you say, Tim Rice has been around a long time and recently undertook his PGA training, which he's completed successfully. So he's a full PGA member and a full chip into the hole. Well done, Tim.
Now, after hitting the green in 1, you gotta hope this goes in. Worst thing is you 3-putt and make a par. No, he holds it. He does what he needs to do. That's a great birdie.
Brendan McCarroll from the Narran and Portnew Golf Club in County Donegal. Great name, isn't it?
Can you say that again?
Narran and Portnew. Oh, right in the middle. He has been second before in a EuroPro 2 event. 7 years back at Stoke-by-Nayland.
Well, you said it very well, Phil. Fair play to you, mate. That was a beautiful putt down the slope. Now Prince, after that wonder lob shot, Gary.
Yeah, wasn't much over about 15 inches away, I don't think.
So Nick Marsh, 7 holes played for him, 9 under par. That's good enough for a 1-shot lead over Watson and Stewart. Now here's the 16-year-old. Look at this swing. It's fluidity.
It is, and for a young fella, let's see how the power is, because that looks in pretty good, and I don't think it'll be too far from the green either.
Yeah, you get another 2 years behind him, bit more meat on the bone. That's pitching in the heart of the green.
It is amazing, though. I don't think I could hit the ball that far when I was 16. I know you could, John, but then you're very strong.
I like it, mate. World's Strongest Man is my next protocol, I think.
All kinds of problems for Nick Marsh on the 8th, though. That was his 4th shot.
Oh, Murray, he's found himself 5 behind. He's on the tee. Is he going to go for broke? Yes, he is. He can hit the ball a long way, this boy.
A white outfit is wonderful, provided it doesn't pour with rain on a clay course, because you don't look too good when you're lagged to your knees in mud dressed in white.
So true. You don't want to, you don't want a wet ball either. Go in one of these ditches and try and play one early doors.
And Marsh is in the metaphorical mire here. Oh no, that is not the kind of putt you want for a double bogey.
Yeah, that's a bit of a mistake there. Maybe just a lack of concentration. I'm not too sure. Just got the line and pace Ooh, wrong. Now Kim second.
So do you think this will be an old-fashioned sort of Scottish chip and run, or a Far Eastern lob?
That was one of those low, checky, spinny, lobby shots that you just catch really high on the club face. It comes out really hot and low.
Yeah, it was, all in all, for all our talking about it, he got it pretty close.
He did indeed. Good putt. And that was a better putt. Yes, play partner, just get Marsh going. Oh, why didn't I do that? Bedford, he's on the crest of a wave, this boy, playing some good golf. His final round.
Well, he shot a 66 at Camberwell Park and also in the second round at Montrose.
Oh, very good. And this is hot to trot, though. The adrenaline is flowing, ripping it straight over the green. It's going to be an awkward up and down, but he's got the breeze coming into him. Be nice and aggressive.
We know about Kim and Murray. The other player on that leaderboard is, what shall I say, scoreboard, James Fraser from Wales, 2 under.
Good effort, left the tiniest of tap-ins.
Had have been some eagle. There won't be many on there. Is gettable though.
Interesting when you look how steep that bank is. As you told us earlier on, John, there's a lot of these greens have big runoffs, and the only good thing from that is he is chipping off the upslope. He was chipping back into the wind, so there were things in his favour.
Yeah, definitely able to land the ball nice and softly. Now Marsh, this for a 6. Oh, and he gets it. Oh, the nerves would have been jangling there.
Well, he saw Nick Watson recover well from a double bogey on the first. Now, that's his job.
Now Bedford, can he make his up and down? Can he convert for par? He can, and you can just tell by his strides in his shirt how much the wind is blowing out there, and that plays havoc. You might have to widen your stance a little bit, get your centre of gravity a little bit stronger into the ground. Now Kim, 16-year-old, it's a pretty straight putt for birdie, gets it.
There used to be a player on the LPGA Tour called Young Kim. He's our Young Kim, and right now he's only 1 off the lead. It is such a congested leaderboard in the Dawson and Sanderson Classic, hard to pick a winner. Tell you what though, one winner has been the course itself.
The course has evolved and improved over the years as we've been here. How much of a driving force is hosting a tournament like the EuroPro Tour for that development?
Well, again, it helps keep the profile of the club going up and up. And as you said, with the British Masters, the close house just up the road as well. The profile of North East golf is great, and having events like Close House and us on the back of it, it keeps golf in the public profile and it keeps the interest in the local golfers. And if they see up-and-coming golfers coming here on the tour, they want to aspire to it. And normally, the day after the event closes, we have a competition where the members and the visitors and public can come and play off the same tees. So we've got 90 coming in on Saturday to play off the tees that these guys have played on this week.
Graham Chambers there, echoing the sentiment of all the venues for the EuroPro Tour. It's great to have an event.
Welcome back to Longhirst Hall Golf Club in the North East for event 7 of the EuroPro Tour. It's time now to catch up with Johnny Morgan and see what our producers have in store for this week's Challenge John.
Well, there we go. Third challenge is done, and it is me setting a flag position for second day's play here on the 18th hole. Ash, main man from the PGA. I mean, we can't do it without him. Honestly, they're amazing. Thanks, mate, for letting me do this. I mean, what do you think of my pin position, Ash? Because I've gone for smack bang in the middle of the green and 13 on. I mean, nice gettable pin, isn't it?
I think you said a decent pin there. You'd look at how fast the green is.
Yeah.
So you're fairly close to the slope here.
Yeah.
If the greens were really, really quick,
I think I
or
probably
the wind
couldn't
was
have done
coming
it,
this way, you'd have had to come this way a little bit.
So when you come out, right, just going straight back to basics, you look at a flag like this, which I've set up. Do you come out here, first of all, get your stimp meter out, or get a few balls and do a few rolls and get the putter out and get a good old, you know, butchers of what it's going to do and how it's going to break, if it's fair or not?
Yeah, when you set a pin, you find a location you like the look of.
Yeah.
We pop the can of paint down before we mark anything up.
Yeah.
And we roll some balls at it from every side. Make sure that we're not too, if we run over here and we're too close to the drop off from the green,
Yeah.
then we just come in a little bit and we just move the can around until we find somewhere that we think is very good. Because what you don't want is the player to be beyond the hole, putting back down the hill and not being able to stop it near the hole.
I was thinking of being evil mine and putting it up there up on the top of the ledge, but I thought, no, I'll take it easy on him.
We could save that for the final day, couldn't we?
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think you got that one up your sleeve, I'm sure. Ash. This man's going in from, well, 70 yards. This one's got to be down. This one's past. Now spin. Oh, look at this. Go on, my son. Go on, get down that slope. Look at that. Halfway along just there. Really going to be a big swirl from right to left. It's only gone, oh my goodness, a whisker shy. That was a top read and just an ounce more pressure, and that was in the bottom of the hole. What do you think of the pin position? Because if you don't know already, I actually set that pin position.
Well, I needed birdie to, I think, hopefully make the cut, so I was delighted to see that pin position.
18th hole?
Yeah.
What do you think of that flag position?
I think it's a good flag position.
What do you think of my pin placement? Do you think I was quite easy on you today, or do you think...
I think it's generous.
It is generous, isn't it?
Especially as an ex-bitter old player like yourself.
Well, yeah, thank you, mate.
I was expecting maybe another 3 or 4 yards on the slope.
They enjoyed it. I think it was a job well done. I'm going to give myself a pat on the back.
Our Mr. Morgan, a John of all trades. Now then, what's been happening in this Dawson and Sanderson Classic? Well, I'm afraid not a good outcome on the 13th for Sam Prince. In the end, lucky to make a bogey there after finding the really heavy stuff. We saw Nick Marsh's double bogey on 8. I'm afraid the misery was compounded by a bogey on 10. He falls back to 6 under par. As does young Min Kyu Kim, the 16-year-old, who made a bogey on the shortest hole on the course at 152 yards. That is the 12th. Kim's at 6 under, together with Mr. Murray, who made a birdie there. As for the hottest man amongst the contenders, well, I'm afraid Michael Stewart, he bogeyed 12, so falls back to 7 under as a consequence. And that means he falls out of the lead, which is now held by Nick Watson. Remember, he started in the worst possible manner. A double bogey. Since then, though, he's been solid rather than spectacular, and that's good enough for a one-shot lead.
Yeah, it's been an eventful final round, that's for sure, so far. See Bedford now is second from last hole, 17. Second shot. Won't be able to see the bottom of the flag here. Just a slight raised green from where he is.
The last group are now on 11.
Well, this baby pips the first by 2 yards, and this is the 11th. Par 4, 472 yards. Long beast yet again for the players. You've got out of bounds, kind of comes to an end around the 250, 260 mark over on the right-hand side. But over on the left-hand side, you can see if they come over the hazard, there's some thick bundi over there. About, you know, good 1.5 feet, 2 foot tall, only 10 feet off the fairway. I mean, it is a pretty generous fairway at that. And the second shot, well, there's tight targets around Longhirst. They really are small greens. This is its little hidden gem. Now, I've still got about 180 yards to go. I've got a little soft 5-iron, a little bit of breeze into me, a few little raindrops as well. But you've got to hit your target. Come on then, Johnny boy. Tight targets here. Anywhere on that green to be happy. Come on. Oh, a little bit bottomy, but it's working. It's trying. Come back. All is forgiven. Oh, right edge. Talk about getting away with one. I quite take that, actually. Good hole.
Just to underline the difficulty of this, there have been 19 double bogeys here this week and 7 triple bogeys or worse.
Yeah, it's certainly a tough hole, although a little bit easier today than when John showed us that. Downwind, and as we could see, Marsh trying very hard to bounce back from a couple of troubling holes, and he's definitely going to get a couple back there.
He definitely is. That was nearly a slam dunk. Right, Bedford, the tiptoeing on the front of this green, pops it on, release, no. Going to rest about 2 foot just shy.
You had many albatrosses, John?
I've had a single one around my local golf course, Clevedon.
Fantastic. I've never had one.
Yeah, mine was quite like it. 589 yards, par 5, double dog leg. Didn't see it go in.
Well, on this par 5, the 13th, young Kim will be happy with a par because that was his third.
You'd be proud of me as well, Gary. I did it with a persimmon forward. Second shot.
Do you know, we might have 1 or 2 viewers who are not actually quite sure what a persimmon forward is, John.
That's true. But what a shot that is from Watson.
So here we are, 13th, par 5, 514 yards. Has produced 1 or 2 eagles, but again, very difficult hole. Got to make sure that you position the ball well off the tee, avoiding the lakes, bunkers in the middle of the fairway. And then if you tweak it a bit left, a couple of deep bunkers on the left. And again, another very small target. But if you can hit it, there's that opportunity of a relatively short putt for the eagle.
Yeah, the drive is everything here, Gary. Like you said, you can get that one away. It gives you an opportunity. And Murray, still a long way out. Using the wind, coming from right to left. And he hits the ball a long way. That's 2 lovely shots.
Yeah, it's a bit of a frightening tee shot to actually stand there with all that water in it.
Oh, it is indeed. Oh, what's going on here? What's Ash up to?
Well, the second shot of Marsh was so close to going in, it actually damaged the hole on 11.
I thought it nearly slam dunked. I mean, I just heard a little click and the ball appear about 6 inches pin high.
Bedford tidying up on 17, remains 6 under.
It's an interesting ruling. If it is sort of plugged in the lip, you know, again, the rule is the ball has to be below the surface of the hole for it to actually have been in.
Yeah. Just wonder if it did actually disappear. That's a lovely chip there from Kim, getting the distance right, just a slightly bit right of where he would have liked. But this is Watson after a nice shot in. Not as good as his playing partner Wolso. This one for birdie. Can he follow him in? Yes, he can. That's a beautiful putt.
Just starting out on the road as a professional, joined the paid ranks last year when he was tied 10th in a EuroPro Tour event at the Oxfordshire. And you know, he's had his coach for over 20 years, even though he's only 25 now.
You've had the same coach since you first picked up a golf club at the age of 3.
Yeah.
How important is that continuity through your development?
Massive. I think that is absolutely massive, because I don't even have to like go to my coach for an actual lesson. I can just go back like tomorrow, go back to my course, have a chat with him, and if there has been something that was slightly out during the week, he'll know without almost like looking at my swing, because it's always like seems to be old habits that always keep creeping in. I think with most guys it's the same, and having a coach that knows your game that well is vital. I think definitely vital.
Gary, you know from personal experience, there's no more powerful a bond than that when you have a lengthy relationship between player and coach.
Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I know coaching is my main job, but you know, the relationship that you have with the player over time definitely helps that. You do know the player, you can give them guidance which helps them mentally and know where they are. But I do think it's really important that the coach keeps a very open mind, keeps learning. It's down to the coach for new ideas and think, could we incorporate this, and are we able to develop the player a little further?
Well, the score of Liam Murray has just been developed. A tap-in birdie on 13. He improves to 7 under.
Yeah, good play by Murray. Now, McCarroll. Tee shot at 12, the par 3. It's been no more than a 7 iron. Loft it up in the air, get your distance right, keep it below the hole if you can, give yourself a simpler putt. Oh, when you play one like that, well, do you need to keep it below the hole? No, you don't. Let's just go up there, tap it in and make you a 2.
Yeah, wonderful as we go across to the 18th. Bedford trying to close out his round with this longish putt.
And that's an evil final day pin position as well. That wasn't me this time, Gary.
No, it is. It's our PGA tournament officials. They keep the odd one up their sleeve for last rounds.
Oh, Kim knew he'd hit that one too hard. That's what kept it out. And that's why he's gone bogey-bogey on 12 and 13.
And here's people giving up their time, coming out, helping out round the golf course. Taking leaderboards round and watching Kim play. Missing that putt on the right hand side, he knew he missed it. And a little shout at the end, catching the right edge. Now Bedford to finish off what would be a nice round, I feel, on this final day. Yeah, very nicely done, and there you are, 5 birdies, the 1 drop shot over at 12, and that's a great round of 68, and that season climb up the leaderboard nicely.
Yes, Mike Bedford, currently in a share of 5th place with Brendan McCarroll. We have 3 golfers tied second, Stewart, Murray and Nick Marsh, up top now by 2, so a little bit of breathing space for Nick Watson, 7 holes to play.
And here is our leader on this short par 3. Looks as though it's going a bit left. Indeed it is. Yeah, that is going to be... Phew, that's not very easy from down there, John. Look at that.
No, on a larger scale, it's a bit like we've seen earlier. Might have a bit of wind down off his left. Not going to be easy. Not much green to work with as we see Prince over the back. Popping it up, a little bit of spin, and in she pops. Look at that. Oh, what a lovely little bonus. Always like those.
It is a great bonus. You're cross with yourself because you've missed the green, and then you suddenly get a chip in, which improves the score and improves the stats.
Oh, done it half. No, Marsh. Tee shot 12. Wanted to see what Watson done there. Wiping that from the memory bank. This one using the wind from right to left, and he's got the club in spot on. And that's pin high. Bit of work to be done though.
Now Michael Stewart for birdie on 15.
Oh, long range attempt again. He has played very, very well today. Bit of a grimace there as it slipped a foot further past than he wanted, but it was a good putt.
It was indeed. It reminds me a little bit of our Jordan Smith. What? Oh, hold on a minute. What happened there? Did the ball move while it went back, or what? What was that?
I don't know, but he nearly missed it.
Well, something must have happened there.
Not being too critical, but that's the kind of shot that should be shown after the watershed.
Well, here we go. Now this has got to be tough though. Yeah, like you said, Phil, but I mean, he's just done that shot. Just looking at his technique there on how he's playing them.
I think when you look at the second one there, there's quite a lot of movement forward, and he almost went right over the ball. As we jump across to have a look at the 14th par 4, 412 yards. Again, important to make sure that we get up the left-hand side of this fairway. Deep bunker on the right, some thick grass if you go off to the left, and again another one of these very big runoffs, this relatively small green.
Liam Murray, very welcome this form for him. This is his 4th start of the season. Hasn't really pulled up any trees. Missed a couple of cuts and tied 38th at Ballykistine in Ireland.
Yeah, very good. And he's coming from the other side though, Gary. You said you need to be down the left. He's down the right in the trees, and he's played off a wonderful shot there.
That was a great shot because he had to flight it over the bunker and the pin tight on that side. Very good result.
And that's the first putt. About 2-footer coming back for his part. Now we see Murray. Can he make this fantastic birdie? Probably the wrong place over on that right hand side. Took it over the bunker. Is it gonna? Oh no, gone straight to the right. Definitely a misread, that one, Gary.
Yeah, it was always moving left to right, and he started it just outside the right. So whether it was a misread, bit of a mishit, all in all it was a bit of a miscue.
And this 12th hole in its entirety has been a lot of a miscue for our leader, who is the sole leader no more.
Yeah, I mean, it's stemmed from the tee shot down into a bad place. Poor chip. Now McCarroll can see, look at that rough behind him. The wind is so strong.
Yeah, it's picking up by the minute. The flag's really bouncing around, and that was a good shot to control that. A couple of inches off the back of the green, but he'll be quite pleased with that.
When it is breezy, as the old saying, when it's breezy, swing it easy. Try and keep the spin off the ball.
Yeah, it's all about the quality of the strike, and Watson's had quite a lot of strikes on this hole, and there hasn't been much quality about any of them.
He is now trying to keep his head from spinning.
Yeah, this is a tough hole to take. I mean, he's just got to... He's going to have to walk off of this hole, have a quick word with himself, not get too... Don't beat himself up too much, because there's still a lot of golf to be played. Yeah, and you can see it, just lip reading him, he's going, wow. A few deep breaths. Now, McCarroll.
Bit of a swing from the left, and the wind is also going to gust down there. And here we can see it's turning in. Got the line very well. 6 inches short of pace.
That birdie putt, all of a sudden, was for a share of the lead. And who would have thought when Nick Marsh stood on the 12th tee that a par for him would be good enough for a share of the lead as well, but that's the case.
Yeah, that's golf, Phil. And that one goes in.
Yeah, it really is a bit of yo-yo scoring.
The 12th proving calamitous for Nick Watson, now relegated to a share of 4th place. Up top, 3 of them on 7 under par. Stewart, Murray and Nick Marsh in this Dawson and Sanderson Classic, in which the 13th could play a massive role.
Well, unlucky for some, 13, but what a brute this is. 544 yards, par 5. You stand in the middle of this tee box and you think, don't know what the fuss is all about. You know, you probably hear Chinese whispers going on in the, in the clubhouse, saying that 13 is a really hard hole. But you're going to look down, it goes, okay. But then, come with me. You squeeze over to the left, and all of a sudden, you see what all this fuss is all about. I mean, it's a monster carry on to the fairway, and then you can just see the big lake coming into play on the right-hand side. Now look at this. It's 284 to where it bottlenecks. So the boys, that is the landing zone with driver. So it really gets tight. And if that wind's back up into your face, it's going to make this whole place so much longer. And I mean, obviously that wet conditions as well. The ball's not running. I wouldn't want to hit this drive. I really wouldn't, because, I think you just got to get your eagle eyes out, really focus, and do the first task first, and get that drive in A1 position. And then, honestly, I think you're home free.
As if to prove John's point about the difficulty of the 13th, I can tell you Min Kyu Kim isn't on the leaderboard anymore because he took an 8.
Well, there you go, Phil.
Yes, I think it's a hole that would benefit from having a tee a little bit forward. And what about that one?
Whoa, where's that come from? After the disastrous previous hole at 12, he goes and does this at 13. I mean, this is talking, you can see the flag in the distance, the wind is way off the right. He's setting that, cool, my goodness, 20 yards right of the green, and just used all the wind to his advantage. What a shot.
Great ball, and here's Marsh looking as though he's just trying to hold on up slightly against the breeze, which he was trying to do. Hang on, hang on. Oh, oh, Yeah, it's okay.
You find you lose a lot of distance when you try and hold it up into the breeze, where obviously Watson's rode the wind. Marsh has obviously fought the wind.
Yeah, you could see there he's striking down steeper, squeezed it out, taking a divot. Club face a fraction open just to counteract that right to left wind.
Hey, Gary. Now, Murray, off the back of the green, putting it. We've seen him hold a few. He's hold another one. This man is on form. Hands up in the air. He's doing a salute. Oh, he's giving it. Come on.
The mint from Murray, who now leads the tournament. His great golfing idol is Severiano Ballesteros, the late great, who won 50 times on the European Tour. And this man now lives down in Murcia in Spain himself.
How does being in Spain help your preparation, especially through the winter?
Yeah, that side of it's great because you can practice almost every day. I live in a windy area, so you get used to playing in the wind a little bit, but generally it's warm, you know. I'll have my jump on all day today.
This part of the world normally has a bit of wind as well. It looks like it's going to get up a little bit more for this afternoon than it has done early in the tournament. Do you think that plays into your hands?
You'd like to think so, but if you hit it bad in the wind, it's normally a lot worse than it normally would be, but I think so. I don't spin the ball a lot, so hopefully I can keep it down and keep it straight.
You start 3 shots off the lead, so what's your strategy heading into round 3?
Same as every day, just try and shoot the lowest score I can. We're dependent, the ones behind chasing what they do in front. If they don't go low, then we've all got a chance, but if they do, we can't really make up 6-7 shots on this course. It's hard to, so we just got to try and post the numbers as low as we can and see where we finish.
So across to Nick Marsh, pumping down on that one, dropped it in the perfect spot. Oh, still wiggling. Yeah, very nice.
I know he's pretty close to the hole, and that's a great chip, but that is going to be a left edge putt. Quite a knee trembler from there.
You could see as it ran out of pace, it was moving to the right a lot. There'll be a lot of swing in that.
Well, how good could this be? Watson, massive bounce back. If this goes in, oh, he does. What an eagle.
Triple bogey, eagle. You don't see that too often.
That's why we love the game, see, Phil. This is the kind of stuff that can happen. You can be down in the dumps 1 minute and then as high as a kite.
3 of them share the lead. Murray, Marsh, Watson back there. And of course, the standard on the EuroPro Tour is fantastic, and this year, multiple representatives at the Open Championship again.
I cannot wait for it. You know, I'll be maybe alongside Dustin or Rory or whoever. It'll be, I can't wait.
It'll be nerve-wracking, but it'll be exciting to be there, and can't wait.
I can't believe it. Yeah, just massively exciting, a bit nervous, and I'm going to go down on Sunday and try and get used to the environment because I'm sure I'll be a little bit nervous, but yeah, looking forward to it.
You grow up and you watch it and you go to the Opens and you see everyone winning it and you just think, that's what I want to play in.
And these guys, Liam Murray, Nick Marsh and Nick Watson badly want to win the Dawson and Sanderson Classic. Welcome back to the Dawson and Sanderson Classic in the northeast English county of Northumberland, where I can tell you there's been a concertina effect on the leaderboard. Now, we saw Nick Watson make triple bogey on 12, eagle on 13. I'm afraid he couldn't get up and down from a bunker on 14, a bogey there, and also a bogey on 16. So 6 under for him, and it's a very similar story for Nick Marsh. Doesn't make par on 15, also falls foul of the 16th. He falls back to 6 under as well. And even worse tidyings for Michael Stewart. The 17th, 359 yards. He needs 6 shots to cover it. So from 7 under to 5 under in one fell swoop. So what about Liam Murray? He couldn't make par on 17 either. With a bogey, he's relegated to 6 under, and it's all change at the top. 4 of them sharing top spot right now, including the clubhouse leader, Mike Bedford, with his feet up after a round of 68. The 18th could be so vital.
Well, this is where it's all going to happen, the final hole, the 18th here at Longhirst. And this bunker, you know, is going to play havoc for the players. It's 255 yards to carry, but it's a tight hole. It's an awkward hole. It's a sharp dogleg from left to right as well to boot. And the par 4 is 423 yards. I think most of the players, actually, they probably won't hit driver. And I imagine 3-wood might be the key, because down the right-hand side, which is where you're going to have to aim, probably the right edge of this bunker, take on all the trouble. You've got a lot of trouble on the left-hand side. You can just see how thick and dispersed the trees are, but the rough is so deep, and it's only 10 foot off the fairway. But the target to come into, I mean, this green, just look how small it is. It's so tight. I mean, it slopes severely from back to front as well. I mean, all the runoffs, right, left, and over the back is troublesome. If you miss this green, it's really going to be a hard up and down. This hole is not easy. Tight target. Now, if that wind is blowing, I'm going to go for a nice little low shot here, back of the stance. I got a little 8-iron out. Like I say, I've only got 130, but a little kind of linksy style shot I think is ideal. Oh, little beauty. Look at that. Little soft swing on your target, just shy, hops on. And I tell you what, whew, heart was skipping a beat there. I'm just glad that's on the dance floor. Good old 18.
And for Michael Stewart, Gary, it's all about erasing the memory of that potentially expensive double bogey on 17.
Yeah, nothing can be done about that, so he must put it behind him. And I think, as John said, a 3-wood off this tee, because you can then, if you can move it a little bit right to left, close the club face, take a little bit of loft off, it goes as far as a driver, doesn't it, John?
It sure does. You can see this one from McCarroll, the wind straight into him, slightly off his right. And this looks like it's zoomed in. Oh, it is indeed. That was never in doubt. I was always at it. Stewart.
That's a big drive. He's looking straight down there. No more than a wedge, I think.
Yeah, it's hard to get out on this back shelf, though. Can he get it there? Nah, that slope just no more than 2 yards shy of where that pin is. Just feeding away further and further away. And that's an awkward putt from down there.
Now McCarroll has this for a share of the lead. Not been in the picture pretty much all afternoon, and yet when it matters most, he's right there.
He is indeed. He's come underneath the radar, and he's proven that his game is up there with them all.
And he's had a couple of wins on the Alps Tour. He knows how to get the job done. The man who likes cars and car maintenance is motoring.
To be honest, I'm used to it. I've grown up in this type of weather, and I played British Open qualifying there recently, and it was raining all day, so I had plenty of practice this week. And to be honest, if you take your time, it's fine. People tend to rush a bit in the wind and rain, so that's when you make mistakes.
Now here's another player who shouldn't like the rain, considering where he went to. University of Maryland. They're known as the Terrapins.
There's an interesting fact. Is it a terrapin or was it a turtle?
Well, he came out of his shell there.
Oh, I love this, guys. Keep it going. Go on, Marty. Here at 17, second shot. Done the first part right, finding the fairway. Well, he's cut across that one. He's using the wind, trying to cut this one back towards the flag. It's going to be a fast putt from back there.
Yeah, and we turn back to the 18th. Michael Stewart, who almost got his ball to stay up on that top level, but this is a tricky putt. You know, very easy to hit it too hard up over the slope, and that's pretty well judged, but very difficult to get line and length right when you've got to go over one of those Mackenzie steps.
Dead right there. Now Watson, what is his response here at 17? Oh, he's really held that one off, coming in nice and low. And he's played that nicely, kept it below the hole. That's going to be an uphill putt. You can see him really hold it off. Really short follow through. And well executed.
It's very good. I think the only thing he has a tendency to lose a little bit of height on some of those, and it's harder on the short game.
Oh, and Brooks finishes off lovely. That's always a nice one. That makes your lunch, your dinner, your journey home all nice. 3 birdies, 2 bogeys, and that's a 1 under par round of golf on the final day. Good performance. Now Stewart, is it one of those what could have been? Got off to a hot start, as you can see, birdie in the first. And that double bogey there at 17, just so costly. That's a 1 under par round of golf on the final day, finishing up 5 under, but I'm sure he's going to be ruining his late mistakes.
Yeah, it all seemed to be so much better than that until the 17th tripped him up.
On said 17, Marsh so close to regaining the lead. Both he and Nick Watson have experienced the whole gamut of emotions today.
Yeah, indeed, that was a good putt from back there, though. That was pretty slick. Good pace. That had went in, that would have been a big bonus. As we see Murray now with his second shot. Good drive. Really taking on this hole, grabbing the ball by the horns. Very lofted club in hand. Needs to get it back there. He's come out of it too quick, though, and that is, well, from position A in relative, it's probably to position, well, X.
It seems as though every putt we're seeing at the moment is to take the lead, and so is this one. Overborrowed, though.
A bit overborrowed and lashed at. So, as we take a look at the somewhat laconic Mr. McCarroll. He's let fly. He's really ripped that one.
Yeah, it's out with driver, and look at that one bounding on, Gary.
Ooh.
Ooh. That's miles down there.
That's a real big boy hit.
Just to repeat, the 18th hole is 423 yards, would you believe?
And that's a good putt back. A little bit of work to be done. He heads now to 18 as we see Murray now in a golden position off the tee. He's come to here. This is an awkward one. We've seen this putt a few times, Gary.
Yeah, up and across the slope is not easy, and he's judged that very well. You'd always take that coming up and over a step like that.
He'd be a little bit gutted, though. Yeah, a little slap on the thigh. Just knows good position off the tee. Needed to be doing a lot better than that with his second shot. And just see those 4 drop shots, 5 birdies, shooting a 1 under. We've seen that as a popular score today.
And the mini leaderboard shows us nothing but leaders. Bedford and Murray in the clubhouse, 3 other players on the course. Now McCarroll, can he set the new mark?
He almost hit it too close. I mean, he's played a great shot up there. I mean, from that, because that really was not easy. Little half swing, no spin.
Well, he was so close, he couldn't fly it all the way. He had to play the bump and run shot, which was quite nice to see.
It was good. But then, Irish, he said he's used to playing windy conditions, bump and run. The ball's round, it'll roll.
And a very different strategy on 18 from Nick Watson. Iron off the tee, so well back.
Yes, now this would be the icing on the cake. See McCarroll just eagle eye in this one with his caddy before he pulls the trigger. As we go back to Marsh at 18. Out with 3 wood, taking on the bunker. Playing downwind today, 18. Boys are able to get it right up there. And look at that. Couldn't go and place that any better unless your name is McCarroll. And here he is.
Gavin Moynihan won the Lookers Championship on the EuroPro Tour just down the road from here at Close House to open the season. And now with a birdie finish, another Irishman, Brendan McCarroll, has set the clubhouse target in the Dawson and Sanderson Classic. 7 under. That's what they're aiming at now.
Oh, he's put the figure right there. And these boys got to raise their game to get this birdie on the last hole to force a playoff.
This certainly is a very different approach from a long way back. Well, it's a strategy that I don't think is going to quite pay off for that.
Nah, it's just pulled slightly to the left, and now that is short-sighted and very fiddly from down there on the left edge of this green. He's played so well. Now Marsh, after a beautiful drive.
Can he get the exact distance? Oh, he certainly can. Look at that.
Under pressure, the tempo just could not be faulted.
No, it was great. I mean, we've seen a couple of cracking shots. Look at this. Smoothness. Almost a full swing. Just lets almost the weight of the club drop down on the ball.
Oh, wow, I'm just speechless. That was a beautiful shot under immense pressure, like you guys said. As we see Watson now coming. He's played a lovely shot from there. He's played a lovely shot. Oh my goodness. I thought for a minute that was going to disappear for him.
And had his chip shot on 12 been as good as that, his name would have been on the trophy.
You would have thought so, definitely, Phil. And you're just going to see, look at that, 12th hole. He's going to look back. I mean, don't worry about the first hole. People are going to drop shots there. It's tough. Bounce back brilliantly. Obviously, that double at 12, triple at 12, I should say, and then followed it with an eagle. Unbelievable golf. What a card.
So for Marsh, quite simple. This goes in, he goes into sudden death.
And we've had quite a few of them this year already.
We have. Nice to be in this position with a 3-footer.
It is indeed. And there's the scorecard. Shooting 1 over par today. I mean, it was a hard day at the office, but got the job done and we're headed to a playoff.
Paul Kinnear, the other member of the final 3-ball, I'm afraid, shot a 78. So his name doesn't appear on the leaderboard. Kenneth Ferry, the 3-time European Tour winner, is on the leaderboard, tied 8th. Up top, though, Marsh and McCarroll can't be separated by what they've done over 54 holes, and that means coming up after the break, a playoff.
For the third successive week, 54 holes are not enough and we go to a sudden death playoff. Brendan McCarroll and Nick Marsh both finished on 7 under par and we return to the 17th hole. It's 359 yards, a par 4. In regulation, McCarroll birdied it. Marsh left his on the lip for birdie, settled for par. How will they do when £10,000 is on the line? Let's head back to the action.
Yeah, this is exciting stuff. Okay, here we go again. Tee shot. McCarroll, 17. He's out with the big dog. Oh, he's giving that some welly. Breeze slightly into. Signal to the left. And oh, just dodges a few spectators.
I think he's a very lucky boy there. I think it looked, it's perhaps not quite as close to the bush, but it looks like it. So, John, tell us about 17th.
Yeah, well, 1 yard further left, and that was in trouble. The 2 bunkers there on the left, not really in play today. You do get around this 300 mark, probably just about 10 yards short of it. It is uphill tee shot. You come to a bit of a blind second shot. You're not going to be able to see the bottom of the pin, but that pin lurking front right today, you can take it past, spin it back. And I tell you what, I really do believe this could be won here and now. It's that type of hole.
Certainly is a good playoff hole. And can Marsh get this one in pole position? Lovely balance. Tee picked up quickly, so he obviously likes it.
Well, the swing in regulation on 18 to knock it close was impressive. So was that one.
He won the English Amateur when he was 19 years old. I mean, that's something. And we see a swing here. Just gets past parallel. And that is good balance, Gary.
Yeah, it is. It's a lovely rhythm.
No, rhythm was in abundance on his final hole. Is he going to do it again with a wedge in hand? Drifting off the left, using the wind. Oh, and this is better than earlier. Just shy of pin high, coming up the slope a little bit. Might have a hint at left to right in that putt.
He was tied second at Montrose with a final round 64. Is he going to go one better this time? Well, McCarroll has been fortunate, as the guy suspected.
Yeah, Gary said he's got away with one there. Can he use it to his advantage? Oh, he can't. I wonder if that just plopped its way back into the bunker. Might have an awkward stance. Might be feet in the bunker and ball outside it.
Kit's about to tell us, undoubtedly, Marsh has the advantage.
I'm not quite sure how McCarroll's ball has held up on the edge of the bunker here. It's going to take enough skill to get a stance where he can actually hit a shot, let alone get the ball close. And with Marsh on and facing about 12 feet for birdie, he's going to need something special.
Good job, Kit Terrors. They didn't look too impressed, though, with it all, did they?
No, they didn't. And this is awkward. I mean, this is back of the stance, gripping right down the shaft. Oh, and I tell you what, he played that really well, Gary. Just a little bit heavy-handed. That's all it was.
Well, I think that was very good. He could stand there with another half a dozen balls and not get one closer than this.
Yeah, I agree with that. And it's pitched probably right where he was looking. Look at that, just off the green.
And nevertheless, Marsh has this to win.
Well, he was up and out of that very quickly, and that gives a chance to his playing partner to keep it all square and go to another playoff hole.
I'll tell you what, Gary, if he does go to 18, McCarroll will have completed a great escape.
Yeah, it will be. You know, it just shows there's all sorts of permutations, and it's just important how he keeps still. Yeah, that was well holed. It was a little bit further away than it looked.
It was indeed, and I think they go and head over to 18 now, not back to 17. And this is a closer look at it, Gary.
Yeah, and here we are, 423 yards, as you explained to us earlier on. Downwind today, so you can take it over that big bunker on the right, and it probably only leaves a wedge or a 9-iron, but it's all about getting it on the correct tier of this green, because it's not going to be easy to make a one putt from the lower level.
And if McCarroll could guarantee a tee shot like he hit in regulation, he would run down there.
Cool, he would. Oh, he's gone for that one. Oh, and he likes it. Straight down for the tee. Is this a replica? Oh, that's a long way down there. It's just shy of the bunker. My goodness. Now Marsh out with 3-wood. I mean, he's not going to get it as far down as his playing partner, but this one, oh no, this one's going left. This is hooking hard. There's thick rough, and he's in it. Ooh, disaster strikes.
Marsh is in muddy water here. He's in the thick stuff down the left of the 18th. There's a little tree in front of him. All he can do is get a wedge to it and hack it out sideways. And with McCarroll all the way down near the green with his tee shot, I don't think this is going to be enough.
Well, he was comparatively conservative off the tee, and right now that ploy isn't working.
No, although I think he's probably made the right decision. He's chosen the 3-wood to try and take it down the right with a little bit of draw, but just rolled his arms over too much, shut the face too much, and let's just see what happens. He's chosen to take his medicine, which is sensible. You can't win it there, but you could definitely lose it being too greedy, couldn't you?
Yeah, he's got to ask the question of McCarroll. He really does put some pressure on him. He squeezed that one out. If he's got that one to the right edge of the fairway, which he has, it gives him a nice line now at this pin. You can see McCarroll down there on the left-hand side, just shy of the bunker.
That's another wonderful shot. I mean, that really is, just as before, beautifully controlled. And although he's played 3, that's thrown a lot of pressure back on McCarroll.
It is. It was nearly a carbon copy. Nearly spinning back to more gimme range. And that's a beautiful finish there. Now, the ball is in this man's court. McCarroll over the bunker. Is he going to run it up there? He played it beautifully last time. Go on, go on, go on. Hold. Okay, you better run up there, mate. Mark that one before it feeds back.
This for the title, then?
I heard it from his mouth, straight left. Got that one wrong.
Yeah, you got miles of room.
A big opportunity for Walsh, Marsh now, I should say.
So it's a little bit further away. Just inside left, nice and firm.
Oh, I'll tell you what, that is a momentum changer there. Right in Marsh's territory. That was some get out of jail free card. What a par, what a save, and the playoff still keeps going. Happy days.
So on to the third extra hole. This was a free drop off the path for McCarroll. He hit his second shot to here, so this a birdie putt. The par secured, and again it means a player has a putt to win. This time it is Marsh from the fringe. Agony, so close. And would you believe, still after 57 holes, the Dawson and Sanderson Classic has yet to be decided. So back to 18, McCarroll sticking with driver.
Are we going to get a third big boomer?
Well, he's picking up it pretty quickly. I think so, Gaz. My goodness, it's relentless.
It is, and it's probably even better because he's down the right-hand side. Oh, look at those legs working. Whip over the club head. Launches it up into the air.
He clears himself out of the way really well,
He does, doesn't he? Worth copying if you had a body like that. I'm not sure mine's still up to it.
And Morris out with three with good balance. It's leaking out to the right. You can see him leaning to the left. That's going to be just on the path, still bumping along. Just seeing that leaving out there to the right, trying to draw back. This will be a free drop. And there's Ash. He's looking all spruced up, Ashley, isn't he?
Yeah, he's booted and suited, ready to do the presentation. He's quite good at those presentations, you know.
Yeah, he ain't bad at all. Now Marsh. This is 120 yards. Digging one out of the rough. Has he got the length? Has he got the line? He's got the length and it's stayed up there. That's going to be a little uphill putt, that one. A little bit of movement from right to left.
I must say he's played 3 glorious shots into this 18th. Now what can McCarroll do in response?
Yeah, looked a bit tentative there at the bottom and just come up shy. That's going to be an awkward one, Gary.
It's funny, he was about the same sort of distance away and they played a sort of pitch, whereas the first couple of times he played more of a releasing chip and run. I don't know why he didn't stick to the same strategy.
Yeah, good shape. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Now, up the hill, little bit of turn from right to left. Oh, just held its line. Didn't come back as much as he thought.
It was coming and then just ran out straight, didn't it?
So will the 58th hole of the tournament, the 22nd hole today, finally supply a winner. Step forward, Nick Marsh.
You said, John, it's a little bit uphill. Do you think it's outside the cup?
Oh, most definitely. I thought... Oh, and he smacked it in. It's there, and fist pump time. Winner.
Under the cosh, I thought Nick Marsh swung the golf club beautifully, and in the end, the putter gains the silverware. What a marathon day, what an exciting finish. Nick Marsh with a final round 73 gets the job done.
Nick, you've just won the Dawson and Sanderson Classic on the 4th playoff hole. How are you feeling?
Can't believe it. I made hard work of it though. Didn't play my best golf today. Could have been definitely a lot better, but no, pleased to get the job done. Wow, feels great.
It looked tricky out there. Can you just describe what the conditions were like for you?
It was tricky. The wind was gusting. Me and Pete, my caddy, we had the 2-club wind every time we were going into it, and there were some pins tucked away. So, like I say, it was tricky, and there were a few tough pins, but feels great to get the job done.
Yes! a big roar when that winning putt went in. You had your mum following you around today
Yeah.
as well, and lots of other supporters. How helpful is that?
No, it's been great. You know, it's been good to have people. You know, creating an atmosphere. Great to have people watching, and like I say, feels great just to get the job done.
Chris Lloyd, already a double winner on the EuroPro Tour this year, maintains his lead at the top of the Race to Amendoira. And with the top 5 at season's end promoted to the Challenge Tour, it's likewise looking good for the newly installed number 2 on the money list. That's a delighted Nick Marsh, about to be presented with the Dawson and Sanderson Classic Trophy from the Director of Golf here at Longhirst Hall, Graham Chambers.
Well, Kit, after a tense playoff, it's Nick Marsh that wins out here.
Absolutely, it was a bit of a grind out there. His final round 1 over was just about enough to sneak him in there, and it was great to see all that emotion let out as he holed the winning putt.
And another first-time winner, that's 6 in 7 events.
Absolutely, it just shows what a good job this tour is doing at developing players as they move on to the higher level. Of course, new guys come in and replace them, and they're ready to win, and they've done it this season.
Absolutely. Now make sure you join us next time. We're going to be at the McInnes Peninsula. We'll see you then.